like my compact cars. Angry.
Angry.
This is 4 guys in a car in the 2013 Dodge Dart Rally.
So the Dodge Dart, the original Dodge Dart, was a very famous car. They sold like over 3.5 million of them. It was a little bit different than this. What's different about this car?
This thing don't got a Hemi.
This thing don't got a Hemi.
And it doesn't have rear-wheel drive either.
Or a Slant 6, or a gigantic long hood, or... It's Dodge's modern compact car. It's actually the first vehicle co-developed with help from Fiat. So they actually took an Alfa Romeo platform and...
Giulietta.
Yeah, and Americanized it and put a cheeseburger up front and some fries in the trunk, and there you go.
And a big gulp, too.
Yeah, you can fit some big gulps in here.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite nice. I like it back here. It's not bad. I was in the front seat earlier. That was nice, too. How's the drive there, Brad?
It's very good. It's very comfortable. This model we're driving has the 1.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine in it, which is actually the same motor that's in the mighty Fiat 500 Abarth.
Which is a car about 1/3 the size of this car, I guess.
Yes.
It is an interesting engine, though. It's an Alfa-developed multi-air turbocharged engine. How it works exactly, I couldn't tell you.
It basically just sounds like a very efficient way for the engine to breathe.
Yes.
So this is Chrysler's first compact car since 2005, when they thankfully took the neon out behind the shed and shot it.
What about the caliber?
Well, we don't like to talk about the caliber. It's like the uncle that you don't speak of.
What's really nice about this, though, is the amount of interior space that you get with it. So, you know, it's not huge on the exterior dimensions. It's big, but on the interior, you got a ton of room, sort of front and rear.
The interesting thing with the Dart, at least in my mind, is that you go to a Honda dealer or a Toyota dealer and you want a Civic or a Corolla, you can generally have like 2 or 3 trim levels and maybe a few options on there, and that's really all you get. With the Dart, on the other hand, it's sort of like a Porsche in that you can option it out in about 1 million different combinations. How many combinations are there?
It's over 100,000 combinations.
Okay, so not quite 1 million, but over 100,000 combinations. Now, how many dollars worth of options does this car have on it? I think it was like, what?
$5,500 worth of options.
Right.
Yeah.
So this, as tested, is pretty much $25,000. So that being said, Chrysler admits that most of the Darts they sell are going to be the $18,000 SXT, which is still a pretty well-equipped car, but it doesn't come with fancy things like this admittedly very good 8.4-inch touchscreen and the backup camera and that kind of thing.
Who would admit that? It's admittedly awesome. It's actually the nav is based on a Garmin system, and it's significantly faster than the previous Chrysler nav systems, and it's just, I mean, it's fast, it looks nice, it's a good size, good graphics. It really is a step up into this century in terms of nav design.
I think Dodge is actually quite smart in packing all these features into this car, because people tend to buy vehicles based on the monthly payment now instead of the total price at the end. And so adding in things like the big screen and maybe the TFT display or the blind spot monitoring in a monthly payment, those options aren't really a significant increase. And so I think for many people, getting a $25,000 compact car isn't a huge deal because they'll be paying it off over 60 months or 84 months. Well, when Marchione came on the job, like, this car became a priority for them. And I think it really shows that the engineers and the designers were told, like, this car has to be right. It has to be a good car. We can no longer sell crap. You know, the market's too good. And thankfully they took it to heart.
I think my experience with this car so far is that it's got a little bit more sporty character than anything else in the segment.
Yeah.
There's some real character to this car, and I don't know, it's different than everything else. Everything else, they're all sort of homogenized and they're all pretty mainstream, and this just has that little bit of a sporty edge where the others don't.
Yep.